Tonight, a program created in Massachusetts is gaining traction right here in Connecticut. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Caitlin Francis looks into specialty training for first responders and how it could significantly help those on the autism spectrum.
I've got two great loves, my son and my job, and I want these to come together and be able to work well together.
Leslie Pryor is a mom on a mission. Her son Gavin is 21 years old and on the autism spectrum.
It's been a long road, which is pretty typical with a lot of parents who have a child on spectrum or any other fairly significant developmental disability. We've made, with a lot of help, a lot of nice movement with him, and he has worked very hard, as has his village.
Pryor is also a first responder, a trained firefighter with Yukon Fire Department in Farmington. Part of her village is the firehouse, where she's blending her two great loves through ALEC. ALEC is an acronym for Autism and Law Enforcement Education Coalition. It's an autism training program originally started in Massachusetts. The goal is to equip first responders, police, firefighters, and EMTs with the knowledge and strategies to best serve people on the spectrum in a crisis.
Strategies to use to de-escalate. Can we stop a problem before it happens so there's no misunderstandings?
There's many different parts of the spectrum that you have to deal with.
Detective Daniel Grimm with the City of Groton Police Department recently went through ALEC training.
And part of the ALEC training is the dispatcher puts into the CAD entry that if you're going to a specific call, and that person may react to the sirens. So we know as we're approaching that house, turn the sirens off. We have an officer here whose son is autistic. I think it makes it more personal. I mean, it would be like someone trying to teach me to be a police officer that's not a police officer. So someone that deals with it on a day-to-day basis.
Leslie Pryor is an ALEC trainer, and she is also working to secure funding for training.
I myself spoke in front of the South Windsor Masons recently, and they very generously gave us a $5,000 grant, which will help train quite a few people in the state of Connecticut.
She says Massachusetts recently implemented a funded mandate for the training in the public safety community, which means the state pays for it. She says here in Connecticut, there is a mandate for the training, but no money specifically set aside for the ALEC programming. Since ALEC was formed in 2004, more than 47,000 in the public safety community have been trained, mostly in the Northeast. Pryor says somewhere between 30 and 35% of use of force interactions involve someone with a disability. They're working hard to change that. Like to our north in Massachusetts, where state police responded to a call for distress at a terminal in Logan Airport. One of the troopers credited ALEC training for being able to identify that man had autism spectrum disorder and was able to safely de-escalate the situation and get the individual to carry on with his trip.
I think the more that police officers are informed of the people in their community and the people are informed of the officers in their community, it's better for everybody. So I absolutely think it's going to be helpful in the long run.
Pryor and Grimm both agree this type of training could be life-saving and life-changing.
I think the statistic I looked at was in the next decade, over 50,000 young people are going to age into adulthood in the autism community. That's significant. So if you haven't met somebody yet with autism, you're going to.
She says when we know better, we do better, and believes getting the public safety community trained by ALEC is one step in the right direction. I'm Caitlin Francis, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.